What makes a good problem statement? The Airport Cooperative Research Program, or ACRP, is one of the several industry-based programs managed by the Transportation Research Board of the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine. ACRP funds research to find solutions to challenges faced by the airport industry. The airport industry develops research ideas and submits them to ACRP in the form of problem statements. Problem statements are not grants nor proposals. They are brief justifications for projects that identify a problem, describe research, and justify how the research will help the airport industry address the problem. The first step in writing a good problem statement is knowing how they're selected for funding. ACRP's Oversight Committee, or AOC, reviews and selects problem statements to be funded as projects. It also considers input from airport industry practitioners. Both the AOC and practitioners use 4 criteria to determine if the proposed research is applicable, achievable, implementable, and understandable. Now let's take a closer look at each of these criteria, as this will help you see whether or not your idea is a good candidate for ACRP. First, consider how applicable the problem is. Does the proposed research apply to many airports or just a few? The more that will benefit from the research, the better. Next, consider how achievable your proposed research is. Can it be realistically and successfully undertaken? ACRP research projects can't take years or millions of dollars to accomplish. They must be realistic to achieve. If you've addressed the first 2 criteria, next ask, can the results from the research be implemented? For example, can airports immediately apply them without having to wait for new technology, changes to regulations, or something else? Is the problem statement understandable? If the problem statement is poorly written, it will have a hard time receiving funding. Once you've given thought to a problem, you may be wondering how to introduce your idea and develop it by getting input and feedback from the airport community. To do this, use ACRP's online collaborative platform for turning ideas into problem statements, Idea Hub. Idea Hub includes these elements. 1. Idea collection. 2. Title. 3. Brief description. 4. Objective. 5. Background. 6. Approach. 7. Cost estimate and backup. 8. Related research. And 9. Tags. Each of these 9 elements is important and gives you a chance to make your case for funding. However, you only need to complete the one shown on the screen with an asterisk to get your idea going. Let's take a closer look at each of the items. Idea collection. To start, if your idea is to develop guidance, tools, or best practices, then choose research. On the other hand, if your idea is limited to a review of current practices, drop it into the synthesis collection. Next, choose a title to help reviewers and collaborators quickly identify the proposed research idea. Try to keep your title to 10 words or fewer. Provide a brief description, just a sentence or 2 to introduce the general idea. Since the focus of ACRP is to help airports, the objective should be a succinct statement of what the final product of the research would be. It should not be vague or include intermediate deliverables or research tasks. These should be described in the next section. The background section is your opportunity to convince the reviewer that your research idea merits funding. In 3 short paragraphs or less, describe the problem or challenge requiring research and the expected benefits it will deliver to the airport industry. When writing this section, answer the question, why should anyone care about this problem? Describe a general approach to conducting the proposed research with a focus on key tasks. Don't be too detailed. If your proposed research is selected, ACRP will want proposers to the RFP to suggest their own approach. Next, provide a cost estimate and justification. Most ACRP projects cost between $300,000 and $600,000 and take about 1 to 1.5 years to complete. Related research. In this field, describe both completed and ongoing research on the topic and explain how your proposed research would complement and build on those other efforts, rather than duplicate previous work. Lastly, include tag words and terms that are associated with your proposed research project. Some examples include operations, environment, and noise. Including tags will help link your problem statement to multiple disciplines and subject areas it addresses. Still need help? No problem. Email or call. So what are you waiting for?